This is episode number 75. Manage your body and learn how to balance your life to be able to lose weight and keep it off permanently. Welcome everybody to another episode here in Body and Mind Transformation by Custom Body Fitness. This is your health coach, Sandro Torres. And today I'm going to share with you a seminar that I did a few years ago. And here I explain how important is it for you to manage your body and what you can do to balance your life and to get rid of problems. How can you overcome problems? Once you overcome problems, once you know how to balance your body, your life, and know how to manage your body, weight loss is going to be automatic. So it's very important that you pay attention to everything. It's not about exercise and eating healthy alone. The statistics says that only one person out of 400 can lose the weight and permanently keep it off, and that's the statistic. Is a little sad because it's only one person out of 400. I think is very small. So I really want to help you, and it's important that you know how to balance your life for you to be able to take that weight off and keep it off forever. So it's a great conversation. I think it's a great talk. So I will love you to listen to the whole thing. You get a lot of good information. If you apply it in your life, you're not only gonna lose weight and keep it up forever, it's gonna benefit you in other areas of your life. Without further introduction, let's listen to the talk. At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. This seminar that I'm gonna actually teach you right now, if you get this right, this is the key to keep the weight off. Once you lose the weight, this is the key to keep it off. So, but let's begin with the goal setting. So get your sheet. Remember last time that we set up your long-term goal and your monthly goal? We're gonna get into more specifics. Last time, Clarissa taught you a little bit about eating. Now, if you go to your goal sheet, there is going to be a part. There is actually a part where we talk about your motivations, and you're supposed to write down the whys, the reason why you want to lose weight. Now, let's keep this in mind. I'm just going to give you a couple of examples. If you want a big family, you must pay the price. Not everybody wants a big family, and it's okay. Not everybody wants 5 kids, and it's okay. You probably want 1 or you want 2. If you want 5, you must pay the price for it. If you want to become a millionaire, you might pay the price. Instead of working 8 hours, you might be working 16 hours. You might be working on the weekends. You might be working on the holidays. You might learn more. There is a lot of things. Not everybody wants to be a millionaire, and it's okay not to be. The same with your weight loss. You have to keep that in mind. If you want to lose weight, you want to be healthy, that's okay. You don't have to have the best body ever. But if you want to tone your body, and if you want to get that nice body, you must pay the price as well. And like I said, not everybody's willing to pay the price to get there. So keep that in mind and be honest with yourself. Be honest. If you want a better body than what you have right now, you need to escalate what you're doing. So now let's go to your goal setting. This is very important. Go to eating habits. And now in eating habits, be honest with you. I'm going to give you a couple ideas. We're going to set up a couple goals. You know what you're doing right and you know what you're doing wrong. The only thing that I'm going to do right now is give you those ideas. So we talk a little bit about eating. Now you know why it's very important for you to eat healthy and eat a lot of veggies as an example. Now, not everybody's ready to be there. Let's be honest with that. Not everybody's is ready to leave the oil. Not everybody's is not ready to become vegan. You might be ready. If you're ready, please do it. But if you're not ready, set up goals. So here is a great example. If you don't cook, that could be a great goal to start with in your eating habits. Cooking. How many days a week you're going to be cooking? 1, 2, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week. How many times do you need to cook a week for you to be able to have enough meal during the whole week? So write it down and be honest with you. Now, within the cooking itself, what are you doing? Are you adding 50% veggies? Are you adding 40%? Are you adding 80% veggies? Are you cutting the meats? Are you keeping the meats? Are you cutting the red meats? Are you only eating white meats? What are you doing there? So write it down in specific exactly what you're going to do on those eating habits. Okay, another great example that you can do. If you're not leaving the meats and you continue eating meats, what about the processed foods? Are you making everything from scratch? You're not buying anything canned, anything already packaged. That's another goal. Be honest with you once again and write down exactly what you're going to do. Remember, the more specific you are, the better it's going to work. That's only on the cooking. Now, let's talk a little bit about your snack. What are you snacking on? On Cheetos, Frito-Lays, sweetbreads, pastries? Okay, if you do that, be honest with yourself. Are you ready to leave that? You're not ready. Are you willing to exchange it for a fruit? Are you willing to exchange it for a veggie? How many, if you addicted to them, we understand that you're addicted to it. It's okay. It's okay to accept it. If you're not willing, if you snacking a pastry every day, can you instead of cut the whole thing, can you do 3 pastries a week? Can you do 4? Can you do 2? Write it down. Write it down. Be specific with it. You don't need your breakfast because you're rushing out of the door. There is a lot of options for breakfast. You can actually make it before. You can make a smoothie. There is a lot of things that you can do in the morning. If you don't eat breakfast, what can you do to start eating breakfast? Write down a specific goal. Are you going to eat breakfast every day? Are you going to do it 3 times a week? When you going to be eating breakfast? Next point, you're going to learn a lot about added sugar drinks in a moment. Sarah is going to give you a great presentation on this, but I'm going to just get ahead a little bit, and I'm just going to tell you to write down a couple goals there. Once Sarah give you this presentation, you will understand how it will affect you. When you actually drink any type of sugar added drink that you don't think is affecting you. However, you can set up a specific goal again. If you drink soda, if you drink canned juice, anything, if you do it for the flavor, you do 2 or 3 canned juice a day or 1 a day. Are you willing to cut it back down? Everything. 1, 2, 3. What is the goal? Alcohol also contributes to weight gain. If you have one, here is a great example. I have a video that I'm posting, I believe it's today or tomorrow. She's one of our members and she lost a lot of weight with us. Has been 6 months since she has been with us and she changed her body completely. And she says it in the interview I'm presenting here in this video, that one of the big changes she did is She used to drink 1 glass of wine a day. She cut that and makes a big difference in her life. Not only she's losing weight, but at the same time she has more energy. Besides having more energy, she has more stamina, more strength. She feels better. So once again, if you not willing to cut the whole thing, what are you willing to do? If you're drinking 1 glass of wine or 2, are you willing to drink 1 a day? Are you willing to drink 3 a day? Be honest with yourself and set up a goal. Remember, once again, the more you do, the more results you're gonna get. Okay? So we're gonna talk the next thing on the goal setting and the sheet that you have. It talks about eating schedule. So this is very simple. You eating schedule, this is how you should do it. Not everybody should follow the same time, but what you need to keep in mind is the time, the separation of the time. So when you wake up, I recommend you usually eat your breakfast within an hour. That's your breakfast. Then you have a snack. The snack is around 3 hours. And what I snack on is fruit. That's the only thing that I snack on. Is that true, Sandro? Yeah. Yeah, I usually don't snack on anything else. I tried to make some research on my brain, see if I've had snack on something else lately. No, fruit. Then I do my lunch. So lunch around 12, 1. Then you have another snack around 4. And then you have your dinner between 7 and 9. Some people think that by eating late you're gaining weight, and that's a lie. That's a myth. Now, before we continue, that anybody knows why you're eating those 2 snacks in the middle?
So that you don't get so hungry at mealtime that you overeat?
You got it. Very simple. Many people, and this is the reason why they gain a lot of weight. Many of my clients come and they're overweight and they say, I don't need anything. I don't eat during the day. Then we talk about everything, and yes, they don't eat during the day. But then they come home and they eat a lot because they're starving when they come home. And not only they eat a lot, but they eat anything that is in front of them because it's the wrong food, because they're hungry. They just want to eat. When you give yourself, when you eat your snacks between your meals, then you're not that hungry, and you give yourself not only time to prepare your food, but to be conscious about what you're eating. So that's why those snacks are very important. Okay? Okay, so now that we finished with the goal setting of today, we're gonna be talking about great concept that I apply in my life. And like I said, if you apply this in your life, you're gonna be fulfilling. It takes time to understand this, but people who actually apply this in their life are the people who are super happy. But before we start there, before we begin there, let's talk about maintenance. You have a car, I bet, and your car needs maintenance. And it's an oil change, you need to clean it, you need to do a tune-up, you need to repair anything that goes wrong with it. What happens if you don't do maintenance in that car for 50,000 miles? It might not get there, it might go, it might break. Your house needs maintenance. Your yard needs maintenance. Everything in life needs maintenance. Everything. I don't know why don't we think that our body needs maintenance. I don't know why we let our body to just let it die, because that's what we do as we aging, because we don't maintain our body. We can maintain our car, our house, everything, but we neglect our body. So you have to keep that in mind. Why maintenance is very important? Because the problem with a lot of people, they lose weight and they regain it. They lose weight and they regain it. It's because they don't maintenance their body. They're just looking for a quick fix. They want to get it off, and they think that because, let's say you do an oil change, and because you did that oil change, you think it's going to last you for the whole car? You need to do it again. So the same with your body. If you exercise once or twice or for 3 months, it's not going to be enough. You need to do it forever. If you eat healthy for 1 or 2 months, it's not going to be enough. You have to do it forever. It's a maintenance. And not only you're going to look great, but at the same time, you're going to feel great. You're going to become younger. So keep that in mind. It's maintenance. There is no pill. There is no pomade. There is no diet. There is nothing that is going to help you. It's going to be the maintenance that you put into your body. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to get into the very good deal. I love this. To me, it's amazing. It really surprised me. So, out of 100% of people, let's put 400 people, okay? 100%, 95% of people will regain the weight once they get into a weight loss program. They will regain it within the year before the year. I'm sorry, that's a lie. They actually dropped the program. 95% of the 5% that is left, they regain the weight within 2 years. That leaves the 5% of the 95% of the 5%. Which that means there is only one person out of 400 that loses the weight and keeps it off. Why only one person? Because they're not willing to do the maintenance. Now, there is not only in that. Let's talk a little bit about business. Out of millions of businesses that open in the United States, more than 90% will close within the year. Same as statistics, same thing. The other percentage, which I'm not sure about, they close within 3 years. A small percentage, they stay open, but they don't grow. They're stagnant. They're stuck in one area. Only the smaller percent of those businesses are the ones that grow big. They go big and they make an impact, such as Apple. That's only an example. There is not many companies like that. Same thing with marriages. Out of 3 couples that get married, 2 of them, they will divorce. Out of those, they stay together. They stay together and they're unhappy. And only the small percentage of that, they're happy. What a coincidence on all those statistics. And it's very simple. All that requires work. And the problem with us is that we're not willing to pay it. And sometimes it's not that. Sometimes we don't understand it. And because we don't understand it, that's when we make that mistake. And when you start understanding how life works, we're willing to work. When somebody knows how to put it easy into us, let's say if we're talking about statistics, if we talk about factoring, if we talk about mathematics, when somebody comes and explain that by apples, we're willing to do the math because it's fun to do it. But when somebody comes and tells us you have to do this, multiply this, and divide this, and then factor this and this, it becomes a chaos in our head and we're not willing to do it. When life gets complex, we're not willing to do it because it's too difficult. But when somebody makes it easy and puts it in an easy way, we're willing to try it. So this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put it in an easy way for you. I'm going to explain it to you. So let's begin. Okay. The first thing that you have to know is that you probably already know, is that every single human being has problems. Raise your hand if you don't have any problems. Okay, so let's talk about this. And this is you have to think about this because I see this pattern with a lot of people. Everybody has a reason, an excuse, or something going on. Every time. Do you think if you don't have any problems, do you think you can lose weight? So then you're not going to lose weight until you die because you're always going to have problems. We're always going to have problems. Always, always, always. So this is what I hear from a guy. The only break that you have from problems is when you have problems, and a crisis. You have problems, and a crisis. So you really never have a break. The only break that you have is when you have a crisis. And then I hear from this guy, you should follow this guy. By the way, he's dead. You probably hear about him before. His name is Jim Rohn. He actually explained this very well. You can't get rid of problems. You can't get rid of winter by turning off the calendar. The only way that you can get rid of problems is by you becoming better, by you becoming more skilled, more knowledgeable, and a better person, stronger than the problems. If you don't become stronger than those problems are always going to be there, and they're always going to defeat you. So you must defeat those problems. So the only way, once again, to defeat those problems is by you becoming a better person. That makes sense. Okay? So this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to help you to get rid of those problems by making you a better person, by you understanding how you can become a better person. Okay? So, anybody learn about the Maslow hierarchies? Okay. I learned that theory before I learned it in school. I learned it from a great author. He's actually a Latin author, and he explains it very well. And I've been applying this in my life for 6 years, and it helps me amazingly. I'm always happy. I have a lot of problems, but I'm always happy because I apply this on my life. So are we ready? Let's begin with the first thing. We have 4 basic needs. So 4 basic needs. They're needs. We need those to progress. If we don't do this, then we can't progress, and we're not happy, and we're not fulfilled. The first one is the physical need. The second one is the emotional need, or you can do a spiritual need as well. The third one is acceptance. And the fourth one is the material. Let me explain those 4. Many people get stuck in this area, in any of this. So the basic needs, you need to clean yourself, you need to go to the restroom, you need to eat, you need to drink water, you need to sleep, you need to exercise. Those are basics. If you don't meet any of these needs, then you won't be able to do anything. So here's an example. If you worry about going to the restroom, you're not worrying about getting anything else. All your attention is going to the restroom. If you're tired, you haven't slept enough for days, you can't think about getting accepted. All you want to do is sleep. So the basic needs, you actually meet all these needs within one day, or sometimes within hours. You jump from one need to another. So I already explained the physical needs. So you must take care of those physical needs to be able to move forward. The emotional, the spiritual need, it's when you feel safe. If you don't feel safe, you can't work on anything else. If you worry too much, sometimes you forget about things and you start working. You enter into the material, but because you forgot. But if you worry, if you don't have that basic way of feeling safe, you can't move forward. This is a spiritual need. It's when you trust something. When you trust God, when you trust life, when you trust the universe, when you trust something. That's a need. Acceptance. We are social beings. And we love to be accepted. We love to communicate. We love to be with people and socialize. Many people get stuck here because they're not accepted. They don't think they're accepted the way they are. And sometimes we get stuck here because we are accepted by the wrong people. Okay? And the fourth and the last of the basic needs is the material need. The material need is when we acquire material things. A car, a house, clothing, and things like that. There is nothing wrong with it. We all want that stuff. And for us to continue moving forward, it's okay to do it. But the problem is when we put all our energy in any of those. So here's a great example. Many people, right here, many people will drink and they put all the energy in the physical need. Because they're drinking a lot, they can't move forward. Many people work a lot and they're just thinking about acquiring material things, cars, houses, traveling, and so on. And they can't move forward. Other people, they worry too much and they don't trust anything and they're stuck right there. And other people, like I said, they don't feel accepted or they're accepted by the wrong people. What I mean with the wrong people is if you have your goals and you have your priorities, here is a great example. My priority is to take care of my family. I love my family. I'm gonna give all my life to them, and I want my kids to be very successful. So I'm gonna teach them what they need to learn from me for them to be successful. And then, instead of putting that time with that, you put that time with people they like to drink, and you go with them out and drink all the time. So you're being accepted by the wrong people. You're not being accepted by your family. You're being accepted by the people who's not helping you move forward. So when you set up your priorities very clear, you know where you're going. So many people are stuck right here. Okay? Remember, the physical need is when people gain weight. They're stuck right there. Now, let's talk about the last 4 needs, which they're called the 4 needs of superior awareness. 5th is learning. 6th is teaching or creating. 7th is caring or service. And 8th is purpose. These people right here, whoever climbed to here, are the people that usually don't get stuck. Because they know what's going on in life. When you start learning, you understand that learning is for life. It's maintenance. You don't just learn right now. You learn every day. Just like you exercise every day and eat healthy every day, you learn every day. Every day, every day, every day. And when you learn every day, you forget about these areas because you're ready to climb to the next area. If you don't meet this one, you can't teach. Because you don't have the knowledge, because you haven't applied in your life. When you apply in your life, then you can teach. When you can teach or create, when you're waving, when you're creating anything in the house or any theory or anything you're creating, you forget about everything else and you enjoy this time. That's why people who actually are creating all the time are super happy. Service is when we care about the other person. It's when we notice that our life has changed. Since our life has changed because we apply all this and we want to make a change in life, we want to listen to that person who wants to be listened, who is going through a breakup, depression, who needs an advice, whatever it is. That's the caring zone. And for the last zone is the purpose. Purpose is when you know you have been made to make a change in this world. So you wake up every day and you know you have a goal. You know that you are that you are here to change this world, to make something different, to impact somehow in a positive way. So keep all this in mind, because what I'm going to talk to you about next is going to touch to this. So this is what I do. This is how I live my life. That doesn't mean that you need to live it like that. But it will give you a clear example how you can divide your life. And this is where the problems kick in. And this is when so many people say, like, I have a problem after problem after problem, and I don't see that my life is changing. I don't see that I'm progressing. When you see this right now, you'll see how it's going to be very clear for you how the problems actually kick in. Sometimes it's just life. Life happens. Sometimes are decisions we make. Those problems don't happen right away. Sometimes our decisions. If somebody, let's say, have diabetes, that diabetes didn't happen overnight. Are decisions that you made back in the past. All the decisions, they just accumulate and they just happen within the moment. But let's say you're driving, all of a sudden a tree falls in your car. That's life. That's not a decision you made. So those are those type of problems. Decision you make and life happens. And you have to know how to deal with both of them. And you have to understand, if you understand that you made a bad decision and you fix it, next time in your life, 10 years, is not going to come back because you fixing that mistake. Life might happen, which is okay, but you don't have the problem with the decisions that you're making. Now, that doesn't mean that you're perfect. You're still going to make mistakes, and you're still going to have to pay the price of those mistakes. But the more you learn, the less mistakes you're going to make, and you're not going to be making the same mistake. So let's talk about this. This is very important. So this is how I divide my life. 1, my connection with God. Now, by the way, I'm not selling you here a religion. I'm not selling you God. This is what I believe on. If you want to believe in the universe, if you want to believe in anything else, it's your belief. I'm not passing my belief to you. This is how I divide my life. So hopefully it works for you. Second, I divide it in my family. Third, I divide it in my health. Fourth, I do it in my profession. Fifth, I do it in my finances. Now, this is what is important to me. I don't have the most luxury things in life, but I'm very grateful I have them. My car, my clothes, my house, my eyes. I can see. The other day I met a person who he can't see. He's learning how to walk with a cane because he doesn't know. He can't see. I have my eyes. I'm very fortunate because of that. I have both hands. I can speak. I have some knowledge. I give thanks every day for everything that I have. I picture my future, where I want to be. So that's every morning. In the evening, I go for a walk. I go for a walk alone. I love to let everything go and have a connection about everything that I'm thinking, all the problems. And it's something amazing when you go for a walk for 30 minutes and an hour alone. It's like all the problems that you have, you always get an answer. Always get an answer. So I don't spend my time. That's me again. I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody or anything like that. But this is very important for me, that I'm not willing to go watch TV. I'm not willing to drink. I'm not willing to do anything else before I do this. So I do this every day. My family. I don't spend a lot of time here because I don't have one. But when I have one, I be devoted to it. The only thing I have right now is my brother and my animals. So I don't have a family, I don't have kids, I don't have a wife. When I have it, then I be devoted there. So I can't tell you much about it. My health. My health, I do exercise every day. 5 times a week. I should say 5-6 times a week I exercise. An hour. I don't go without exercising. If I have to work a lot, I get up at 3:30 in the morning and I go exercise. I don't go without exercising. First. Second, I make the best choices on my food. Sometimes when I have to make bad choices, because I do make bad choices, I make the best choices and the bad choices. So if I go eat, as an example, out, I choose restaurants when I, as an example, organic. Sometimes there is no organic. I choose something that is vegetarian, or I try to do my best with it when I go out and I'm not prepared. But that's not all the time. Once a week, maybe twice a week. But I usually eat at home. I make sure I give my time to eat. That's my priority. Those are priorities. Profession. I cannot move forward. I cannot help people if I don't experiment, if I don't learn, if I don't read, if I don't go and listen to other people who's more capable than I am. So that's what I do every day. I take courses, I read, I do something, at least an hour in my profession. That's important every day. Finances. I don't waste my money in things that don't matter. I either invest it on things that are going to give me money back, or invest it in things that matter, such as my health, my knowledge, okay, my family, or my connection with God. I give money away to charities who need it. This is very important for me. The rest, I don't care. Now, why this is important? I'm going to tell you, this is the fun part. If you don't take care of your health because you negligent it, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to have problems in the future. You're going to have problems. If you take bad decisions, you're going to have problems. If life happens, you're going to have problems. Now, this is very interesting. Before I go to the next area, I want to explain something to you. I'm going to bring this down in a minute. Positive and negative. So in the Bible, there is a story about Joseph and the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh had a dream about 7 skinny cows and 7 fat cows. Had a dream about the 7 bad grains and 7 good grains. Nobody could, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but let's summarize it. Nobody could tell him, nobody could interpret that dream to the Pharaoh. So they called Joseph. He was in jail, by the way. So Joseph came to the Pharaoh, and he said, I know what your dream means. God have talked to me, and I can tell you what's going on. It means, because actually in the dream, the skinny cows ate the fat cows, and the bad grains killed the good grains. And Joseph goes like, that means there is going to be 7 years of abundance in Egypt, and 7 years of scarcity. So the only thing that you can do to actually for Egypt to survive, when it's abundance, you have to save everything you can. So when it's scarcity, you have stuff so we can eat and we can survive. So the Pharaoh gave all the responsibility to Joseph. That means that every single person in life has 7 good years and 7 bad years. Doesn't have to be years. Sometimes are weeks, sometimes are months. So, in other words, it's going to happen even though if you don't want to, you're going to have bad times. I have bad times all the time. Now, this is where I notice which one is suffering. I have bad times here, or here. Either because of the decisions I made or because life is just happening to me. As an example, I love my dogs. 2 of them got into an accident. I spent a lot of money in surgeries on them, and I was in a lot of stress. Life happened right there. It wasn't a decision I made. It was just life happened. But at the same time, I have been in a bad situation because of decisions I made. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10. So if you pay attention to this, you have that connection every day with God. You take care of your family every day. You take care of your health every day. Your profession, you're doing amazing there. You take care of your finances. You are in positive 10. Life happens, so you make bad decisions. You drop. You might drop all the way down to here. But you get in your feet. Now, you're good at it and you're taking great care of it, taking care of it in a good way. You might drop right there and you might go like this. But you neglect any of those areas. Guess what's going to happen? You go down there. And then you try to get out of that hole. You don't make it. And you don't have the habits. You don't have the habits to manage your money, your profession, your family, or anything. And as soon as you get out of there, here's a great example. The other day I was telling you the story of one person that I interviewed that he stopped in the hospital many times because he just wanted a quick fix. He got the quick fix. He's suffering all the time because he's not taking care of that area. He might be good in other areas. Now, think about this. You get cancer. Guess what area is going to get affected? This area is going to get affected. This area is going to get affected. This area is going to get affected. You waste all your money. This area is going to get affected. This area is going to get affected. This area is going to get affected. And even this area is going to get affected. All areas get affected. You notice that? It's very interesting how life works, right? Now, when you divide this and you put all your time every day there, the only thing that I've seen happen in my life, and I've seen with many people, they go up, 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 up. They drop a little bit. The scale goes like this, up, up, drop a little bit, up, 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 drop a little bit, but they continue going up. The people who don't take care of this area, they just go like this. And sometimes they go down. Is this making sense to you? Yes? Okay, perfect. So, just examples. Drinking doesn't help any of these areas. Watching TV doesn't help any of these areas. Going shopping just for going shopping, not because you need things, doesn't help any of these areas. Let's talk about what other things won't help these areas. Anybody? Ideas?
Gambling, like that.
Gambling. There you go. Doesn't help these areas. If you think about any bad habit, doesn't help these areas. That doesn't mean that we need to be clean. We are humans and we make mistakes. I'm not saying that we need to be clean. What I'm saying with this is for you to only pay attention to the things that you're seeing and that you're doing to see how your life is working. If you want how this and all this apply to your weight loss, it's because right here it's a basic need for you to be fulfilled, to transcend. Right here is a basic need for you to keep your life balanced. If you don't have that basic need, it's going to affect everything else. Make sense? Okay. So there you have it. Let's do a quick summary. So goal setting. Set up your goals. Start small. You don't have to go crazy when you setting up goals. Start small. One day you'll notice how far you have gotten. But if you start small and continue making those small changes, you're not gonna feel them. Maintenance your body. Remember, it's very important that you take care of your body just like anything else, and it's maintenance. Learn about basic needs of the human being and learn about the superior needs of the human being. And last thing, divide your life in different areas so you know where you're having problems and you know what area of your life needs attention and you can approach that. If you know how to balance your life, if you know what needs you need, If you know how to manage your body and you do a small goal setting changes, you are gonna be able to lose weight forever. I mean, once you lose that weight, you're not gonna gain it again. It's very important because I know you don't want to regain that weight again. So that's my summary right here. Hope you like this talk. Hope you share this with people who needs this information. And thank you so much for continuing following us. Thank you so much for your trust and support. And my message, like always, please stay mentally and physically healthy and close to God. And we'll tune in the next episode.